Rana Khan. Both will be talking about how to submit a successful proposal. And I will go ahead and introduce each of them to you. So Ms. Alison Koushki is our co-founder and community manager of TESOL's Arts and Creativity PLN, twice a reviewer for TESOL convention proposals. She's ASC for TESOL's Materials Development and Publication Strand, senior language educator at American University of Kuwait. Alison celebrates language and culture with her students through literature, drama, and the arts. She holds an MA in Cultural and Linguistic Anthropology from the University of Wisconsin-Madison and is now pursuing educational doctorate studies at the University of Bath. And Ms. Rana Khan has served as chair to the conference's professional council, TESOL International Association, besides serving as conference chair, proposals chair, and secretary to TESOL Kuwait. She has extensive teaching experience from various educational institutions in Kuwait. Rana holds a master's degree in English literature and business administration and is pursuing her doctoral research in education from University of Bath. Currently, she works as academic coordinator to the English and Skills Foundation program at Algonquin College, Kuwait. Rana is passionate about using technology and is a keen researcher in learning management systems and call and blended learning. Please welcome Ms. Alison Koushki and Rana Khan. And the floor is yours. I will stop sharing, ladies.
Thank you so much, Irina, for that introduction. Let me try to share my screen.
And while Rana is preparing her screen, don't forget to use our chat box for any questions you have, because we will again have a short Q&A session after their presentation.
Can you see our screen?
Yes.
Okay, so, well, hello everyone again. So this session is basically created especially for our members and non-members alike, as I mentioned in the beginning. We felt that if we want our friends to submit, we should also provide them with some guidance. So here we are presenting on how to submit a successful proposal. I'm Rana Khan, president to TEFL Kuwait, and I'm co-presenting this topic with my colleagues, Alison Koushki. Alison?
Thank you, Rana. Yes, as you can see, Irina, could you go back one? Yes. These are guidelines and criteria for the TEFL Kuwait 2022 conference, because we know we have many colleagues who have great ideas, but they might not be aware of the technicalities of submitting a successful proposal. And then they might say, oh, okay, I'm not going to do it because I don't know exactly how. So we're going to show you exactly how, and it's short, it's about 20 slides. And then at the end, you'll see that we're available for help. So let's let it roll. Irina, thanks.
So let me first give you a quick overview of our presentation today. We will first talk about the types of proposals that can be submitted. We will also briefly discuss the essential components needed to make a proposal successful. Any proposal should follow and observe certain guidelines and criteria. So we will talk about them too. This will follow a quick checklist to go through before submitting your proposal. And finally, we will also throw some light on factors that can disqualify a proposal. Alison?
Yes, so to continue now with types of proposals. These are the proposal types that you can apply for should you wish to participate in the TEFL Kuwait 2022 conference. So there's 5 types: presentation, workshop, panel, posters, and roundtable discussion or dialogue. And these are our 5 types of proposals. And now we're going to tell you a little bit more about each one, break them down. So continuing types of the first one is a presentation, which we're all familiar with. It will run about 30 minutes. It's a typical oral presentation that you've seen many times, like this one that we're giving right now. And you will deliver it individually or as a pair or a small group. The purpose is to share ideas, experiences, and perspectives that you have gained in your teaching, and to provide an opportunity for the audience to engage and participate with you. So that's presentation, 30 minutes. Next up is workshop, a little longer with 45 minutes. Now you need more time because this will be hands-on professional development activity where you would like your attendees to try something. It provides interactive activities in which participants share information and participates in simulations, like to try something out in a workshop, hands-on. Okay, Irina, let's go forward to the next. So that was 2. We have 3 more types of sessions. A panel. This is 45 minutes, and it could be, since it's online, it'll be like this: multiple short presentations or discussions on a central topic by a group of 3 or 4 experts. When you're in person, they sit together in like a half circle and conduct a panel that way. But online, it'll be short presentations about the same topic. And then the next one, a 15-minute affair, poster image. This is kind of short and sweet and powerful. Colleagues can present an image of a scholarly or creative project presented in a visually engaging format using, for example, charts, graphs, maps, visuals, and for 15 minutes. And then the last one of the 5, and you're going to experience it today, a roundtable discussion. This will be 20 or 25 minutes, hot topic. And there will be a moderator. It seeks active audience involvement. The audience doesn't have to just sit back and be polite. No, the audience can jump in and talk, maybe with raising hands so that it flows smoothly. And this will reflect strong, up-to-date knowledge of various subjects. So those are 5 areas that you can apply for TEFL Kuwait.
Thank you, Alison. Now let us look at the essential components that you should keep in mind while writing your proposals. First and foremost, we should be very clear about the territory or the area of our research, or maybe the concept that we are presenting from the classroom. You should also highlight some existing research on the topic, if there is any existing research. It would be a good idea at this point to show some gaps, if there are, from the existing research in your work. It's crucial to be very clear in your goals or objectives while submitting your proposal. How part or the section or the component shows basically the means you will address that will address your goals, or how you will achieve those goals in your proposal. The outcomes and benefits will highlight the outcomes of your research, both for the attending professionals for your session, as well as for the English language teaching community in general. Now let us look at each component one by one to make it further clear to you as to how to proceed while drafting your proposal. So the first part is territory, the most important component. It's really important to be sure of the area or territory of your research. It establishes the situation in which your research is placed or located. For example, if you look at the example given in the slide, it shows the area of research or your presentation. Let me quote it. Encouraging reflective teaching has become a widespread practice in L2 teacher education. So you're basically talking about encouraging reflective teaching, and it is being discussed in context of L2 teacher education. So the context is basically your area. It thus becomes really necessary to highlight properly by mentioning it at the right place. Second important component is reporting any previous research that is available related to your topic. This will establish a connection of your work to existing research and also highlight the fact that you are familiar with existing work done in the field. It shows you're knowledgeable. You may also like to refer to important terms used in your area of research. For instance, In the given example on the slide, you will see the proposal writer starts with the term multiple intelligences theory. The writer of the proposal also makes a good reference to existing research in the field to show that he or she is knowledgeable. Look at the language, multiple intelligences theory. So this is the term being used here by Harvard Professor Howard Gardner in 1983 explained that learners possess different intelligences and apply them in more than one ways to interpret information, solve problems, and create things. Gardner, 1993. So this shows that there is existing research on the topic that the proposal writer is submitting. Therefore, reporting previous research makes your proposal stronger and shows that you have some background knowledge. Your submission must also indicate a gap, lack of knowledge, or problem in the field of study to show that there is a need for further research or motive for your research in the area. You may like to show how existing research lacks sufficient evidence to prove a point. So thus establishing the need for further research. For example, here in the slide, the proposal writer very clearly shows the need for exploring language awareness among educators of multilingual youth. It says that language awareness has been examined, but with language 2 teachers only, and not with educators of multilingual youth who are not language 2 specialists. There is a need to have research related to educators of multilingual youth. Thus, there is a gap in the area of research and it needs to be further explored. Alison, over to you.
Yes, sure. So we are still talking about the components. When we introduced them a few slides back, there were 7 and we're counting them down. These are the elements that will be included in a successful proposal. So now we're on number 4, and in number 4, 4A, this is how. This is the how of your proposal. How did you achieve your goal in your experience? What were your research methods, your procedures? Did you have a plan? And the tasks leading to your goal. You'll have to explain this, of course, in your proposal. And an example, if you look at the language, is in the project, classes met once a week. Okay, so you're explaining what you did, your procedure, with the majority of instruction and classwork delivered in an online format. So classes met once a week in an online format. So this way, your audience will know how you did what you did. And let's go to the second how. This is the second how. The how of your actual presentation. How are you going to present this now? Not just how did you do whatever it was in your classroom, but how are you presenting it right now? How is your talk organized? What methods or procedures are you carrying out in your presentation? And an example, if we look at the language from an actual proposal, this colloquium or this presentation focuses on the sequences of classroom tasks that recycle vocabulary to promote word retrieval. So you're announcing how you are going to explain your point to your audience. And that's always good because that's something they want to know. Yes, Irina, could we continue? And number 5, of course, in your proposal, you will need to explain what the outcomes are. The outcomes for your attendees to take away. You will explain the intended or projected outcomes for your attendees, show their utility to the real world outside your study or presentation. In other words, show your attendees how they could use what you have discovered. And that will be their takeaway. An example looking at the language is, in addition, these results provide insight into the importance of English language ability in these same classroom roles. So this helps your attendees apply what you have presented to their own case, which is their outcome. And we'll go on to number 6. And number 6, this is the research-based outcome. You will describe the anticipated results or findings or achievements of your study in your proposal. An example, from a proposal is research results indicate that by the end of the course, the teachers in training are actually able to imagine themselves as L2 professionals. This was the outcome of the study that the author is presenting. So something that we include, and I believe there's one more. Yes, of course, attendee benefits. Attendees will decide to attend your session when they understand what benefits it will provide them. So you explain the intended or projected outcomes to the audience, and an example would be participants will leave with handouts that detail resources, key features, sample texts, and pedagogical applications to adapt to various classroom contexts, the benefits, in other words. And that's all 7 components of a successful proposal.
Thank you for that,
So,
Alice.
yes, thank you.
So as it's really important to have the essential components in place to make sure they are there in drafting your proposal, equally crucial is to follow the right guidelines and to do a quick check once you have drafted your proposal. So if you followed the specifications as mentioned in the guidelines, because when we ask you to submit a proposal, we also provide you with the guidelines and the essential criteria. They are going to be supporting when you have to submit a proposal. So we want you to read them very carefully. So here are some points to do a quick check while you are doing a quick review before you submit your proposal finally. Here are some questions you need to ask yourselves to do a quick check. Ask yourself, did I show that I'm knowledgeable by mentioning the area or territory of your research or concept that you're discussing in the proposal? This could be research-based, this could be a classroom practice, action research, whatever you're presenting. Make sure that your area of research or your concept is very clear. The area of your concept is clear. Secondly, ask yourself if you're reporting any existing or previous research on your topic. As I mentioned earlier, this shows that you're knowledgeable. You have some background knowledge on the topic. Try to find gaps in the field or area to show the motive of your research. That will make the reviewer understand that there is something lacking and it needs to be further researched. Equally important would be to report how you delivered or implemented this research or practice in your classroom step by step. That's the how of your proposal. Do not forget to talk about your plan of presentation, because there are, as Alison mentioned, there are 2 means to achieve your goal. One is to show how you delivered that research or practice in the class. The second one is how you are going to present that to the attendees in the session actually. Outcomes of your research and its benefits to attendees are equally crucial, and they should be very clearly highlighted so that proposal reviewers know what are the benefits to attendees, because that's how they're going to be joining your session. Do not forget to mention its larger implications to the language teaching community in general by answering the question, did I show my idea is relevant to a larger audience? So it should not just be focused on the people who are attending your session, but also to the English language community in general. So it's really important that you attend to both the parts of language teaching community. Over to you, Alison, for factors disqualifying proposals.
Thank you. And we're approaching the end of our presentation now, a couple more slides. This is an important one because there are some things that will disqualify a proposal, so we should be aware of them. First, if there's the name of the presenters or your institution in your title or abstract or description, that disqualifies it because it makes it impossible for the proposal reviewers to be objective. I mean, it should be blind. They should not know who you are or where you are in order to review in a fair manner. So those must not be included. And the second point is in case the proposal is promoting a commercial interest, maybe selling something, advancing a textbook, or no, we are academic, we don't have a commercial side, so we would avoid that. And the third one is if it's not following the guidelines and criteria, which will be very carefully written and available to all. And the last one is if your proposal is late, submitted past the deadline, or if it's maybe only half there, something went wrong and only half of it came through, then it cannot be accepted. So those are the, and here's this slide is about one thing and one thing only, but it's important. You know how they say first impressions are important? Well, your title is your first impression. This is all about your title. 10 words maximum. No question marks or exclamation marks. And about capitalization of the traditional capitalization system, verbs, nouns, adjectives, adverbs, and pronouns are capitalized, and non-caps for conjunctions, articles, and prepositions. And there's an example right here at the bottom. Important information on language accuracy, capital, capital, not capital, capital, capital. This is a traditional capitalization system. So, and this here are our famous last words, which are in the green splotch. The most important single key to success for writing a successful proposal is read. Just read the proposal guidelines carefully. Sometimes we gloss over them and say, well, let me just jump into it without reading. No, read it and you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Rana?
Yes, so thank you so much for your time, and we really appreciate your attendance today for our session and the support you have extended TEFL Kuwait event. If you have any queries relating to today's session or related to your proposals, you may contact us at the following email address, info@teflkuwait.com, or you can visit us on our website www.teflkuwait.com. And good luck. Alison?
We are here to help you, and we are thinking of starting something, but shh, don't tell anyone yet. Something called Ask TEFL Kuwait. If you have issues, if you're thinking of doing a study or a presentation, but you're not quite sure what to do, that there would be someone you could turn to who would take you across that bridge. So hopefully, inshallah, we may get that going. Anyway, we are here to help you.
And now we are open to questions. If you have any questions, do we have some time, Irina?
Yes, we have actually 7 minutes. So
Okay,
yes, anyone
excellent.
who has any questions. I
So
think Amal, he mentioned something about checklists, saying that yes, they are important. And she added a question about whether the needs of attendees were met. So
Yes.
that was one of them.
I think, yes, we do have the attendee benefits. It's really important. It's one of the 7 components, essential components. Attendee benefits are really important because whatever we are presenting in our research should benefit attendees. Otherwise, it is not useful to for them. So it is there.
Someone is asking for, Fatima is asking for a link to Google form.
For the certificate download?
And for the certificate, or whether she meant a Google form from you ladies. I think she meant the certificate. Okay.
Fatin, can you please tell us what exactly did you mean by the Google form?
Yeah.
If you can unmute yourself and ask us, or maybe put it in the chat box.
For the certificate. Yeah, it will come very soon after the session. So just wait for the link. Yeah, it is coming soon.
Any other questions related to some proposals?
We have a question from Shannon. When showing current research to support the proposal, is there a minimal number to shoot for?
Do you mean references, Shannon? Making references in your current research, in your in your proposal? What does she say? I cannot see.
I think Shannon means.
Sorry.
Um,
Yeah, just instead of having one article to go by, maybe having several so that you have a
Yes.
broader support.
Yes, you can. But of course, it should not be full of some people. Sometimes their proposal is full of so many references that, they don't have anything to mention there. It's just research. I mean, you can use research, but do not fill your proposal with only references for
I see.
existing research.
Right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes.
We have another question: how to write an ideal research problem and research objectives in a research proposal?
Well, for that, once we have set up the call for proposals, we are going to provide you with sample proposals for research-based proposal and practice-based proposal. So you will have, an ample evidence there to see how to frame yourself.
We have one more question. When is the submission date for the research proposals?
Yeah, somebody said something?
Yes,
Sherry,
the-
yeah.
Yes, Sherry?
Sorry. One of our questions is, when is the submission date for the research proposals?
Well, I think we are just, because we still haven't decided the conference date, so we are still thinking about it. Once that date is decided, we are going to immediately release the call for proposals, and there will be enough time for you to write your proposal. I think we would give you a couple of months. You should have enough time. Do you think, Alison? I think because we still are not decided about the conference dates. So
Right. Don't forget we're newborns, but don't worry, we're growing fast. And so we need to decide the date, and then we need to issue the proposal guidelines, and the proposal guidelines will include examples of types of proposals, so that you'll have the examples to guide you, and we'll make them as explicit as possible. And all you need to do really is read. I remember growing up someone and thinking, wow, one day I'll need to cook. I don't know if I can handle it. And my friend's mom said to me, Alison, don't worry about it. She had a cookbook. She said, if you can read, you can cook. It's that simple. So hopefully we'll be able to apply the same thing to doing a successful proposal.
And actually, we are going to put up these slides also. And if possible, we will try to record it. So or maybe we will just use this presentation and put it up on the website. So you can actually go through it, and instead of, you should ideally read all the guidelines and criteria properly in text, but also to make things simpler, we are going to put up these slides on the website. So there will be enough supportive materials, guidance for you to follow it and write a successful proposal.
And yes, we will notify you via email about the conference date. So as soon as the dates are settled, you all will receive an email with all the information necessary for you to apply, register, and send your proposals. All right. I don't see any other questions unless anyone wants to raise their hand and ask a question, but I don't know, I don't see anyone asking any more questions. So let's see. All right. I guess that's it. We have 1 minute left, so I think we can slowly transition to our next speaker. And please allow me to